What if I told you that confident parenting has nothing to do with feeling ready and everything to do with doing it scared? I've built a medical practice. I've stood on academic stages where every other name had just as many degrees as mine, if not more. I'm raising 7 kids. I've made hard calls as a child and adolescent psychiatrist, and I've had moments, even still, where I felt totally unsure. So if you've ever thought, I don't know what I'm doing as a parent, or I'm not strong enough to lead my kids through this. I get it. I totally get it. But I'm here to show you how to build real parenting confidence. Not the Instagram kind, not the expert kind, the kind that comes from showing up scared and unsure, but doing it anyway. Most parents have it backwards. They think confident parenting starts with feeling capable, when really it starts with doing something, even when you don't. You don't wait to feel confident and then set a tech boundary. You set the boundary and your confidence grows after. Parents are often asking me about confidence without using that word specifically. I can hear it in the 1,000 what ifs and the shoulds that pop up in our conversation. Should my child have screen time limit? Should my teen show respect in daily interactions in the home? Listen, set the boundary. You don't need my permission or anyone else's to set those guardrails. Pop parenting culture has gotten this part twisted. You hear, just validate their feelings, be emotionally available, don't make it harder. Of course, we should be emotionally responsive, but confidence doesn't grow in a climate of over accommodations for them or for us. It grows in friction, in the tension between love and limits. The word confidence itself comes from the Latin confidere, with full reliance or trust is the meaning. And we call things reliable that have been tested. My car's reliable because of its ability to navigate while carrying my weight and other passengers through rain, snow, and wind, especially for those of us who live in Kansas. Parenting with confidence comes from your ability to bear weight under stress too. Your mood will never feel like setting that boundary. Your energy will never be ready to take the tablet away. But when you do, especially when you don't feel like it, your confidence starts to catch up. Let me give you an example. At around age 30, I'm moving across the country with my wife and 2 kids at the time, starting psychiatric residency. So new city, new state, new role, no family support nearby. And we were on a budget tighter than a drum, and I was working hours that felt inhuman. Now, that's not a pity party. It's just the nature of training and raising a family. And yet, this was the season where I learned the most about parenting. Not because I had it all together, but because I didn't. I was forced to lead, to listen, to let go of the illusion that I'd always know what to do. I remember helping my oldest start school. I was the guy showing up in scrubs, trying to act like I wasn't 3 hours behind on sleep. And we didn't have tablets at table. We said no to play dates when they didn't align with our values. We were weird and it was hard, but it built something in me, in us, a quiet belief that showing up, even awkwardly and imperfectly, matters more than appearing in control. The victory wasn't in getting it all right. It was in standing in the tension between what I feared and what I valued, and realizing this is where fatherhood is forged. So here's a pearl. Your brain builds identity the same way your kid builds trust, through evidence. If you constantly act, show up, and set boundaries, even when it's messy, your brain starts believing, I'm that kind of parent. But if every time something gets hard, you retreat or panic or say, maybe later, your brain learns the opposite. I can't handle this. It's not because you're broken, it's because your brain is actually doing its job. Your brain's main concern is survival, not success. So the first time you tell your kid no to a sleepover, or take the device away, or stand your ground when they roll their eyes, your brain screams, this feels risky, abort the mission. But it's not danger, it's data lag. Your brain just doesn't have enough proof yet that you can do this. But the moment you act, even clumsily, and survive it, you start feeding your identity something new. I am the kind of parent who follows through. So what is confidence? Confidence isn't a feeling, it's a muscle. And like any muscle, it gets stronger when used and weaker when it's avoided. So I've taught kids with anxiety to practice exposure by activating anger, and not the rage Hulk kind, but the get in the game kind of version of it. That gritty, activated push to do something hard. It's actually the same with parenting. You won't feel ready, you'll feel uncomfortable, but as soon as you engage, whether it's holding a firm line, initiating a connection, or staying regulated during a tantrum, you've activated that confidence muscle. And the next time, it gets easier. Here's the switch, because now you're not just hoping it will work, you're training for it. All right. Confidence doesn't come from ease. It comes from scraped up, clunky, awkward moments where you thought it would fall apart and it didn't. We teach parents to kind of monitor their feelings, and feelings matter, but feelings are only one piece of the puzzle, not the GPS. In psychiatry training, we're taught to notice our own emotional response, not so we can act on them, but just so we can diagnose from them. They're data, not directives. And so our brains, they are good at remembering failure. That's evolutionary. It helps us avoid predators. The error can become in parenting that negativity bias skews our memory. We remember the meltdown at Target, not the 14 times we said, I love you that day. So track the wins, write them down, call them out, because confidence grows when you give your brain proof, not just the panic. Now, some of you are going to say, that's lame to keep a journal of your wins, but those who dare to try it and are already doing it, share it in the comments. You've already forgotten some wins today. So thank me later that you made time to reclaim one of those memories and hold on to it. If you haven't heard what you needed to hear yet, this one's for you, but it's gonna sting. One of the biggest mistakes I see, parents trying to go from disconnection to deep talks in one night. You haven't looked your teen in the eyes all week, and now you want to have a conversation about pornography or purpose or character. Start smaller, okay? Smile when they walk in. Sit on the edge of their bed without talking. Invite them to get gas with you. One of the trainers I know doesn't ask his clients to start Olympic lifts the first week. They may just focus on technique, and if they're young, he asks them to make their bed. Why? Because confidence builds from consistency, not complexity. So parents, try this. Make the move so small you can't fail. Then build from there. Parenting isn't just about effort, it's about architecture. If your routine, spaces, schedules, or even meal times are chaotic, your emotional energy will nearly always be drained. One of the best ways to build parental confidence? Sit down with your spouse and yourself and ask, what's keeping us stuck? Where do our values not match our rhythms? What are we saying matters that we're not actually practicing? See, with this inventory, you can then reverse engineer your system. And so the goal isn't to do more, but to do less better. As parents, you actually don't need an additional kind of laundry list of new things to do all the time. But there's clutter and habits that don't fit anymore, like your child's underwear that they never told you they'd outgrown. Confidence thrives where clarity lives. I've had so many parents say, I just can't take the tablet away. It'll start a meltdown. It's not worth it. But let's pause, okay? You ask your children to brush their teeth, to get in the car, to wear shoes, to sit at the table. Every day, you're already making loving demand. You are already leading. So start naming that. Say it out loud. You're brushing your teeth because we care about people and don't want to knock them out with bad breath. Or, you're showing kindness when you take your dishes to the sink. Then here's what I want you to do. I want you to grow those things and share them a little bit further, okay? And they might sound like, let's help your little sister clean up, or tonight we're not watching a show, we're playing Uno, right? Step by step, you're leading them out of consumption and into contribution. That's leadership. That's confidence. Are we going to be perfect? No. We've all been guilty of the didn't I tell you moment and later realize I didn't never tell him. So don't let that kill your confidence. Mistakes will be made, but we take them and remind our kids we're still in it with them. So still waiting to feel confident before making a change? Let me save you some time. You won't. Your brain won't let you feel safe doing something new until you've already done it. It's backwards, I know, but it's biology. Fear isn't failure, it's functioning. When I step on stage, my mouth gets dry, my heart begins to race, but I know it's coming. 30 seconds in, I calm down, 2 minutes, I'm in my flow. not because the fear disappeared beforehand, because I moved through it. Do the thing and the feeling will follow, not the other way around. So imagine this. What if you stopped fighting fear and just brought it along? I mean, seriously, instead of trying to meditate it away or hide from it or numb it with scrolling or yelling or whine or work, what if you just said, okay, fear, I see you, get in the car, we're still going, right? I mean, picture yourself holding fear in your wallet. I stole that visual from a business guy. But it's not driving, it's not making decisions, but it's there. And you're still parenting anyway. Fear isn't the problem. It's what you do with it that matters. If you think it has to go away before you act, you will stay stuck. But if you carry it into the hard conversation, the messy moments, the screen battle, the bedtime standoff, you win every single time. All right, guys, so confidence is a behavior, not a feeling. So here's the truth. Parenting confidence doesn't come from being fearless. It comes from being faithful in the face of fear. So don't forget, confidence is built through action. Identity grows from evidence, not feelings. The goal isn't perfection, it's consistency. Fear won't leave, but it can ride in the back seat. And tiny tweaks beat huge promises. And most of all, you already have what you need to lead your family well. Now, if this helped you, there's a next step. Watch my next video on how to turn frustration into connection in your home, and grab the free PDF in the pinned comment below to help you out in this practice. Because confidence is just the beginning. Let's build something lasting. I'm Dr. Larry Mitnaul. If you want more support, clarity, community, like, share, and subscribe. Let's raise families with courage, not just competence.